Welcome to the Never Seen It podcast, the only podcast called Never Seen It worth listening to. We have Mr. Arnold Callego, aka Arnie, the one-man party. Mr. Alex Callego, aka Daily Dares, aka Filipino Grigio, the brothers Callego. Mr. formerly known Mr. Shibs the Zombie, now Mr. Ghost Nerd 88, right, Justin? Is that?
Yes, get it right. Why are you so formal?
We're rebranding. We're rebranding here. And then me, Adrian Delatore, aka Boots Too Big on the socials, and a return guest to the Never Seen It podcast, Miss Amber Wyatt. Amber, what is your user handle? I probably should have asked you that before. Is it that Denver girl?
Yeah, it's just that Denver girl.
Oh, okay. Well, that Denver girl on socials and Millennial Matrix Media. Follow her on that as well. Thanks for coming back, Amber. We appreciate you.
Yes.
And the movie we're discussing tonight is the 2024 movie Horizon, an American Saga Chapter 1.
You use that much this year?
Haven't had much need of it yet.
In 1859, families discover the lure of the Old West as they settle to territories from Wyoming to Kansas. Meanwhile, a gruff cowboy soon finds himself on the run from with a prostitute and a young boy after killing a fellow gunman. Starring Kevin Costner, directed by Kevin Costner. Co-starring Sienna Miller, Sam Worthington, Jenna Malone, Abby Lee, Michael Rooker. I always like seeing Michael Rooker in a movie. Danny Huston. I love Danny Huston. I love me some Danny Huston. You guys know that was like, that's always the gruff sounding guy who talks like this. He's always scheming and doing something. That's my impression. And then I was surprised to see Luke Wilson, of all people, in this movie. I'm like, Luke Wilson, like what memorable thing did he ever do outside of that one, the
old school
Idiocracy, and all the Wes Anderson movies he's been in. He's okay.
Not old school.
You know what? Hot take. I think Luke Wilson is a better actor than Owen Wilson. That's my hot take.
I agree. No, I agree. I agree.
Why do you think that is? Because I feel like Owen has starred in more movies than Luke.
I think Owen Wilson is the face. He's the nose. He's the face. He's more recognizable. Luke Wilson, I think, is far more diverse in his acting. I think Luke Wilson is just the face. Just the face.
Yeah. And always the same character. He's less dynamic than his brother.
Yeah.
Owen Wilson is very, very. I don't want to say forgettable, but like he kind of blends in with the crowd.
Yeah.
I think the only time I truly enjoyed Owen Wilson is when he got his head lobbed off in The Haunting.
I forgot about that, actually.
I really enjoyed his role in Royal Tenenbaums. Like it was a very complex character. Spoke to me at least. Like the family trauma.
Wow. Well, we're putting this off as long as we can because this movie was quite the choice creatively. This movie was 3 hours long. In the time that it took me to watch this movie, I've had 2 birthdays. My son has gone off to college, and we are now headed towards the heat death of the universe. And here's the thing. Long movie, and I don't even know what happened in this movie. Like, I watched it, and I couldn't even tell you what the hell is going on in this movie. So maybe you guys will help me decipher it. None of us have seen it, by the way, right? I think this is one of those, none of us have seen it before.
Never seen it.
Yeah, okay.
Who chose this movie?
I did because I was talking to Amber and we were talking about like wanting to do a Western, and I thought, Kevin Costner, it's a Western that's out now. Maybe this will be a good choice. I didn't know much about it. My perception of this movie before I watched it was that it was supposed to be this big epic saga that he's trying to do into a quadrilogy, Kevin Costner. So I thought
you said what?
Yeah, quadrilogy. Not a trilogy, a quadrilogy.
How long is this book?
It's not. There's no book.
There's only 2. There's 2 chapters right now. It's a long
thing.
No, I think he's gonna releasing 4 movies, right?
Well, we'll get into that because there's been a hatchet thrown into the machine, the well-oiled machine that is the Kevin Costner studio powerhouse. But yeah, I chose this because I thought, I like Kevin Costner for the most part. Like, I think Westworld is a criminally underrated science fiction post-apocalyptic story. And Dances with Wolves is a classic. Field of Dreams, come on, man. If you build it, they will come. And Arnold knows about that firsthand. But here's the thing, though.
The Postman.
The Postman, yeah. And he always rings twice, by the way. Never once. But in this case, Kevin Costner's trying to ring 4 times, but we'll see what happens. So I chose this movie because I thought Kevin Costner is, still the shit in a way. I enjoyed Yellowstone. It's Succession with horses, and not as good, but it's basically the same thing. Just take them out of the New York City boardroom and put them in fucking Wyoming. Sorry, can she hear me, by the way? I don't want to cuss in front of Mia. She can. I don't know.
She is all right. Oh, yeah. Okay. And I forgot the reason why. We'll do the unboxing.
We'll do the unboxing.
Like a little advertisement break.
Okay. Do you want to? Yeah, we'll get to that. But anyway,
I was going to say I saw Kevin Costner in concert here locally at Agua Caliente Casino performing. One of our friends, she couldn't go to the concert. And I was like, what? Kevin Costner doing music? What?
Was he on the harmonica? What the hell was he doing?
No, it was like a band.
Oh,
and,
wow.
I meant to post some stuff about it, but I didn't.
Now you'll be able to.
You little bad boy.
You bad boy.
Well, I hope his band is better than his acting skills or his writing skills, because this movie was not as enjoyable as I was expecting. But you know what? It's fine. It's still going to be a good movie to discuss. So actually, let's start with you, Arnold. What was your perception of this movie before you watched it?
My perception was like, okay, here's my second Western film I've ever seen in my life. And then, I was like, wow, it felt like they're really making Indians, like Native Americans, look like bad guys, and like they're like these really dangerous people, which I don't know, I didn't really like about that, but there were some parts that was like, the camera views that I thought was really interesting, like certain shots. I think you get that naturally a lot with just the being out there, out in the
wild west.
The wild west. It was a lot of different parts. Like, okay, like, man, okay, how is this going to connect? But then I kept reminding myself, or like, oh, this is called Horizon. It was chapter 1, and so I'm like, okay, so there must be a chapter 2 and be more. Like, I thought it was a lot of, at some point all the parts are gonna have to connect, and
then they didn't.
Yeah,
they didn't.
Yeah.
They connect in chapter 6.
Yeah, Kevin. Yeah, chapter 6. Yeah, Kevin Costner doesn't even show up till like an hour into the movie.
Yeah,
he shows up in that ridiculous bucket hat. What did you guys think of that bucket hat he wore?
Jeez.
Sorry, Arnold,
it was definitely a choice.
Yeah, there was a lot of choices. A lot of choices.
It was like rugged.
Why? I never understood. So Horizon. So they were carrying around that piece of paper that said Horizon on it. That was just from what I got of it. That was just the land area that was for sale, and all of these people are trying to go to this land. Is that?
It's kind of what I was gathered.
Because I wasn't too sure, because obviously this movie is named after what is on this paper, and it seems like a lot of hands are always on this paper for some reason. And
I feel like it was like a not more like a land that was for sale, but like just an area for like people to go to for like this new life, and it was marketed that as this way to like get people going west, and that was kind of the new frontier sort of deal.
Yeah. Because that was really interesting for me, because everybody was like dead set on reaching this land. It seemed like everybody just had this paper printed. And it's like, and I haven't seen like chapter 2 because chapter 2 is out, and I guess it came out like a couple months.
Actually, has it come out? I was reading that we don't even know yet when it will be released.
Oh, because I saw something on it where it was supposed to release a couple of months after. Maybe I'm wrong because I saw something along the lines of that chapter 2 is out.
So what I read is it was supposed to come out because this came out June of last year. This part 2 was supposed to come out August of last year, but because part 1 did not do so great, they held off on releasing part 2 in theaters. And they have yet to decide when they're going to release it on streaming, if ever. So we don't even. So we don't. It's up in the air. We don't know when part 2 will come out, if it'll come out.
They did not put it in the theaters, but the following month, like in September of 2024, it like premiered at like some Italian film festival. So like it has been like seen
so
in
it's
that regard, but like
it's out there,
it's
somewhere.
out there, but I don't think it's in theater. It never went to theaters like that. But
yeah, a part of me wonders if they're going to recut it. I think they're going to recut it, maybe to make it shorter and more cohesive. I don't know. I'm just completely speculating here.
You can find it on Pirate Bay.
Yeah, yeah. You're hearing a little sensor right now. Beep. Yeah. So I watched the trailer for part 2.
Cowboy Bay.
Cowboy Bay. But I know I'm coming in hot with this movie. But Amber, and I want to hear from you next. What did you think overall after having watched this 3-hour-long epic saga?
Overall, like it was slow. Like Arnie said, like they showed like like they kind of played like that savages trope and all that. And I think this is like to illustrate like the perspectives of those like people moving into that area, like the fear, basically to illustrate like the fear, like the desolateness, like the crazy wide like shots, like with nothing. Like I feel like all of that was kind of like maybe to shed some light on like their perspective, but like I would have also liked to hear like more of like to have like more of the Native American perspective illustrated. Like that was my overall like thing from it.
Yeah,
that's a good point. I did appreciate that they had them speak in what I'm assuming is a native tongue.
I think I was kind of annoyed by the Native American stuff only because I was like, man, they're really making them out to seem like terrible monsters, and I was kind of, I don't know, I was kind of unsettled by that in particular, mostly because it's like when it comes to like most Western movies, especially like old John Wayne movies, like we were actually discussing this in a previous episode, but it's like a pro-American take on cowboys and Indians being like the savage murderers that they are. I wish this movie, I think I would have been a little bit more invested in it if they gave us more of the Native American perspective rather than like, oh, they're here, they understand that these settlers are moving in on their turf and they're going to murder anybody that tries to take it, type of deal. And I don't know, in my opinion, I was just kind of bothered by the things like that.
I agree. They had 3 hours to do that, Justin. They had 3 hours to do that, and they didn't spend any of that time, really. Alex, go ahead.
I agree that it wasn't very balanced. I agree with Justin. It wasn't very balanced. That it's. I feel that Kevin Costner was probably thinking, putting in this little tiny bit, because at the very beginning, if you notice, it's the two Native American kids watching over that horizon of like the people like putting those stakes in the ground, and then they're like, oh, it's a very innocent take, and it's like, oh, they're playing a game, right? But then all of a sudden you see the fellow Native Americans, the adults, kind of coming over the ridge and attacking them, basically. And throughout the film you get this more so like subdued, and you barely hear in the whole the first chapter, you barely hear anything from the Native American perspective, other than maybe that the elder talking about, we need to not be attacking these people. And it's like, yeah, I get that. It almost feels like too little too late at that point, right? Like they're like trying to create this. Kevin Costner is trying to create this perspective of like, but I feel like I feel it feels like he's like, okay, that's good enough to like make it feel like these people are human, but it really feels like he dehumanizes the Native Americans in this film more so. Like I it doesn't make any sense, and this whole film like feels so predictable. And completely honest, I don't feel this is a western. This is just more of a period piece.
That's a
Like
great.
it's a
Yeah.
drama. Like there's no when I think of a western, I think of a shoot 'em up. I think of like Tombstone. To me, that like epitomizes like what a western is. I was expecting a lot of action, and the while the action was there, it was almost more so like very heavy laden. Like there was never any sort of um the action in it never felt like there was a balance between the battles.
Yeah.
It was like
That's a
one
good
side
point.
was winning always. Like you see the
Right.
Native Americans like um they go kill a bunch of people on that land, and then the next time you see the those, I don't know, were they police? It might as well have been. They were
I
like
couldn't tell you.
scalping, you know,
Like bounty hunters or something.
bounty hunters,
Yeah,
yeah.
bounty
They were
And
hunters.
bad
then
Yeah,
hombres.
like you have and then what really feels like a propagandized version is like the government comes in, right? You see the army come in, right? And they're like the ones who are like, well, the horizon is gonna, it's like people are gonna go because they're gonna go, they want, regardless of like what they want, like
they're
what it
they
is.
were pretty limp. Like the U.S. military in this movie was limp. I was like,
Yeah,
what
Yeah.
are you guys even here for? Like the leave
yeah,
these people alone. They obviously they managed. I mean, yeah, they got fucked, but they managed, and y'all did
yeah.
really nothing. Honestly, just say,
it, it,
don't
it
go there.
it just felt like they were trying to shoehorn it, though this was a way to shoehorn that romantic aspect between, and I saw that coming a mile away. Like
Yeah.
the wife who loses her husband, and the husband, like, let's be honest, the husband was very like homely. He wasn't like
Yeah,
the most like charming looking, or he looked like he was gonna die at the very beginning of the movie. You know, he was the
He
kind of
had the
he
character
dog
that,
holiday
definitely
disease.
had the aura of expendable.
yeah, exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
the only the thing
No
that like
aura
felt,
farming for that gentleman.
yeah, like the son felt more like he was like, oh, I hope he doesn't die. You're like really hoping that he survives, but his death felt more of like a value. I don't know what you call that, but then the
Had
husband
a
did
bigger impact, you
had more
think?
impact. Yeah, it had more impact because he was the one that was like actually had some more like slightly more character development in the very beginning of the film. You know?
So I found out that this movie's budget was $38 million. Kevin Costner paid $38 million out of his own money to make this. Do you think that informed the lack of action that we noticed in this movie? Because here's the thing: when you don't have the budget to have big action set pieces, you make up for it in the writing for like all the character and story stuff. And I don't know that we got that. I don't know that we got necessarily $38 million worth of a story here. And I noticed a lot of shots were big, expansive, wide shots of like people on horses and stuff. And it's like, okay, you're trying to make it look grand, and I get it, but like, I don't know. I just feel like the budget really kind of hampered what they could have done.
I
To
have a
steal one
question
of
for
to
all of
steal
you.
one of Justin's terms, the story felt very limp.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
Yeah.
with y'all though.
it
Like,
felt very.
in my opinion, like all
Um,
that like slowness and stuff like that, and then also like the fighting. Like I think that they were, like you said, like I think it is more of a period piece, and I think that they were trying to make it like realistic in that regard. So like sometimes I think there wasn't a lot going on. Like there probably wasn't like a lot of shootouts and stuff. Like that's what we like, you know what I mean? But
Mm,
maybe it
yeah.
really wasn't like that. Maybe it was just riding for weeks sometimes. And then I felt like
Yeah.
the fighting like maybe did go down like that. Like, but the Native Americans like still are demonstrating their pride and like their dignity. Like, so like that's
Yeah.
where the anger's coming from. Like, but then also like the white people are very scared. So it's like kind of like I'm seeing like kind of like the dynamic between like fear and like pride. And it's like
Yeah.
it's kind of showcasing like how much more they suffered because like they're not like coming out on top every time. It's like it was probably more like that, honestly. Like they didn't have the resources.
Yeah, that's a good point. I feel like this era of American history is like it's like the post toddler stage, because like we were obviously Civil War was around the corner, but we were like starting to kind of get our sea legs a little bit and develop as a country, and that took a lot of time, right? Because we didn't have cars, we barely had started having the railroad, right, for transportation and whatnot. So
I think Amber is right and onto something with that, because like I think that's what that scene from the beginning kind of tells us, and I kind of overlooked that like because of the rest of the movie, but it's like a father and son are obviously trying to establish a life next to this river, and then they get overthrown by somebody that doesn't want them on their land, but they were innocently just trying to set up home, and that's all that they were trying to do, and then everything else like came after, like the hatred and the division between the two, and there's obviously no communication going on, whether it's like a language barrier or the hate is just so prominent on both sides that they don't care. It's a bloodbath regardless for both sides.
And also, I think there's a lack of communication because the government is wanting to grow the economy in this new place. So, like, they're like, yeah, going out, everything will be fine. And then it's like, surprise, they didn't tell you about this. And it's like, yeah, of course they didn't. Like, they want you to go make money in Kansas, like, and make Kansas a place now.
Yeah,
so
nobody wants to go to
that,
Kansas.
Like, they're coming from a country that they didn't particularly trust, with like full like open trust probably, and then it's like, psych, we're gonna do the same thing to y'all.
And in the same vein, it's like, and it kind of makes me think about it now too, it's like this child was probably born on this land, and it's not his fault technically that he was brought to this land, and caught up in this entire mess. So I see your perspective on that.
You know what this movie should have been called? A Man in Trouble. That's what it should have been called.
That's what I was going to say before. I have a question for you all. Do you think a movie title, or just a title of a series, movie, whatever, has an effect on the how the movie like does, how well a movie does?
I think there's something to that. Yeah. I feel like you could have just called this Horizon, and I think that could have worked. I think Horizon, an American Saga Chapter 1, is a mouthful.
Yeah, definitely.
And I was already upset going in for such a long time. What's that, Arnold?
I think Horizon was sufficient.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
Like Chapter 1, then you're like, wait, this is
it's kind of like,
long, and then
in my opinion, it's kind of like slapping on "Made in America" sticker onto something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Made in America.
Remember the movie that it had Jet Li, who was like, he was like kind of like imprisoned. He was like a slave, and then it was originally called Danny the Dog in like Asia. When they brought
isn't it called
here,
The One?
No. There's like,
what does it take to be number one?
I can't remember. Let me look it up. But it was definitely this movie that
it's not Hero.
I felt like not Hero.
Which I love, by the way.
It was like,
was it?
So, it was called, when they brought it to America, it was called Unleashed, which I think is
Unleashed.
Stupid, it was a stupid name.
Yeah.
Like, why
Jet Li is Unleashed.
Like, I thought Danny the Dog was actually kind of a more compelling name for a film.
But that feels like a sitcom. Danny the Dog starring Jet Li. I don't know. That's just me.
Unleashed Unleashed just sounds generic. Like,
it does.
Jet Li in Unleashed. I'm like,
yeah. Wow, Morgan Freeman's in that with him. That's cool.
Yeah.
We'll have to watch that sometime. But switching gears really quick. So really quick, Arnold and Alex, you guys just got back from the San Diego Comic-Con that took place over the weekend. And Arnold, set this up for us. You have a product. You have a certain merch that you want to talk about tonight, right?
This episode is brought to you by UCC. And
Nice.
Baby 3. Well, this we're just gonna do a
quick unboxing.
I just decided, okay, I'm gonna give her this number 573 of 2000.
Oh wow!
And so, all right, Mia, are you ready to unbox this?
Yeah.
All right.
Here, I'm gonna give it
right
while she's unboxing it. I'm gonna give it a little bit more context. So, currently there's obviously that huge like fervor for over the what do you call
That's
that?
good ASMR.
The Labubu by Pop Mart, right? Pop Mart created the Labubu right there, and from what I've been told, it is a little too much ASMR.
Alex is overstimulated. I want those.
Yeah,
also, it's like a
yeah. So it's their response. I can't
remember.
I
Those things. I've seen those. I have a few coworkers with those. Their eyes move. They're pretty cool.
I have one myself that I'm keeping. Just for myself, just
move their eyes.
Oh, they do.
Nice.
I think it moves around.
Yeah, you can move
so
your eyes.
hold on. So it is a Labubu, or it's not a Labubu?
No.
No.
It's from a different company called Cure Planeta. Cure Planeta. Yeah. It's like, and anyways, they're their company. So to give a little bit more context, Labubu and the parent company, Pop Mart, they've outpaced every single toy company currently on the market. They've made $1 billion off of this already. Since
wow.
How do we start our own Labubu?
This year alone, it made $1 billion.
Can we call it the La Poo Poo?
Can we use our the monkey to be our Labubu?
I mean,
yeah, we can make our own Blinky La Poo Poo.
Yeah, we just need some South Korean pop star to endorse it, and then it'll go viral, right?
You have to make
I know 3.
Oh well, hey, get that deal made, Justin.
You got it.
All right,
I'm strictly business.
Sharing that,
all right, thank you, Mia.
Thank you, Mia.
Thank you. She can't hear us.
Friend of the podcast.
Friend of the podcast. Yeah.
Now back to the show.
Back to the show. I want to, I there's going to be a Labubu movie. I'm calling it now. Some Hollywood studio hotshot nepo baby is going to use ChatGPT to write it. Go ahead, Justin.
Adrian, I can't believe you don't know about the Labubu movie. It's already been released. It's called Where the Wild Things Are.
I read the book. I never watched that though. Was that movie any good? I never saw the movie.
Maybe we should do an episode on that movie because I thought it was awful.
I would have sworn there was an adult film called that.
Yeah.
No way.
I wouldn't know. I
wouldn't doubt it. But actually,
our research team is on it.
A fun fact on Where Their Wild Things Are was that Spike Jonze chose to do that before. I can't remember. There was a different movie he was tapped to do. And
who's Spike Jonze?
You don't know who Spike Jonze is? Great.
No, I'm just messing with you.
Okay, back to Horizon. Here we are. Let's keep talking about it, I guess. I have some notes. Really quick I wanted to talk about.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I was just going to say,
you may have a lot of notes. I don't have a lot of notes on this one.
I don't have a lot of notes either, but yeah.
Just kind of bring it back in a little bit. It's like, okay, there were some parts of the movie where I'm like, this is actually like really good stuff. Like most of the stuff in the beginning, like this reminded me like a Western style Crash, like all these stories are like slowly coming together, and I'm like, yeah, I was invested in it for a little bit. I'm like, okay, like the whole tent of people where they blew themselves up. They told the little boy, close your eyes, or told the kids, close your eyes, and then they just fucking mushroom cloud into the sky. Yeah. Like that shit was cool. I was like, wow, that's something I've never seen
that
before.
Was in the beginning of the movie, right? That explosion.
Yeah, when they were like raiding that camp and everything, and like like I said, there are like moments in this thing where I'm like, I'm really invested in it, and then you get to the last half of the movie, and I'm struggling, you guys. I'm struggling to keep up with like who's who, what's what, and I'm like hoping for this big payoff at the end of this whole thing. And mind you, I already know that there's a second thing coming out, so I'm like, okay, they're gonna like wrap this up in like a pretty little package, and then they gave us what they gave us with no real resolution to anything.
I'm glad you bring that up, but because I had a note here that did you guys notice that after that big blow up scene, the music was like really calm and serene. It was like something out of Lord of the Rings where it was like, I don't know, it was like a light flute, and I was like, a bunch of people just got blown up, and like, why is the music so calm? And then the other thing I noticed, and
the
I don't
music
know, maybe
was
this
calm
me,
because
but,
they were trying to show that they were going to heaven.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's a good. That's my headcanon now. Yeah,
probably.
You think so?
Yeah. Did you notice that the wardrobe felt like it was too nice and pristine? Like it almost felt like it came out of a Western themed Anthropology store or something.
Dude, so there's a scene where they like the daughter and the mom are taken to that army camp, right? And they all of a sudden she like, it looks like almost like she had just had sex or whatever, but she's all in these pristine white clothes. I was like, oh, where am I?
It was her
I was
lingerie.
Yeah, she's all in the lingerie, and then they cut to a shot of like the daughter. I was like, oh, I hope she's not like that too. Jeez, but like, yeah, but she starts screaming.
You never know.
You hear her screaming, and it's because of the scorpions in her room. But I was like, dude, like the makeup, it didn't feel like they were in any sort of rugged situation. You know,
no,
the look
it was
of
too clean.
Them. Yeah, like they had washed their clothes every single freaking day. Like,
well, here's the thing too. You know,
I mean, there were a lot of clotheslines.
Yeah, you know they shot this on digital because the whole movie looked too clean, and I'm sure they shot it on good cinema digital cameras. But like normally when they shoot, I mean, now that everyone shoots on digital, they try to dirty up the image a little bit, give it that sort of film grain look. I don't think they did that with this movie. It all just felt too clean. It
felt like a Hallmark movie.
Oh my God! Yes, that is
like it was made for television.
Yeah,
or an OxyClean commercial that dress was too white. OxyClean stain.
It should have been an eggshell white, I think. The first female Native American character they introduced, by the way, I immediately wrote down Native American Kim Kardashian. Not only because she was extremely attractive, but
she's very beautiful.
She had a very modern makeup look to her that it didn't fit, I think, the time period. What did you guys think about that?
To me, she looked like someone who drank too much carrot juice.
She used the Juicero.
She drank a gallon of carrot juice. So much that she started to turn a little bit orange.
I could see that.
It had the fake tan. She had the pro wrestler fake tan.
Yeah, right. There's a tanning salon next to the saloon. So, another note I had was that I noticed like the prostitute character, she kind of like was throwing herself at Kevin Costner, and I was I like the Kevin Costner, who's a much older man at this point, like writes himself into roles where like beautiful women throw themselves at him, and I wrote like, who does he think he is, Adam Sandler? Like he always has like hot women throwing themselves at him in his movies, even though he's like always like a man child, but. Yeah,
you know what other movie I've seen her in? She was in Mad Max Fury Road. She played one of the wives.
Oh, I don't remember her from that. That's
she's like the one that she wears all white. She's blonde, and she's I don't know why I remember this line from that movie, but she's always like, "Yeah, a real schlanger." Or whatever she says that line. I'm like, what the? But she was in Mad Max Fury Road. I think that's the only other thing that I've ever seen her in. And her name is like Abby something.
Another question I had is, how many shots does it take for someone to die in this movie? Like this movie opens up with the guy getting shot in bed, and he still has the stamina to get up and shoot back. And then like later on, somebody else gets shot like multiple times. and like
the
it
guy
takes
with
like
the 2 arrows in his chest.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like these people are impervious to bullets and arrows apparently.
Well, I mean, look, didn't Tupac got shot 5 times? 50 Cent got shot 9 times.
Yeah, that's true.
And these are with guns and weapons from the 90s.
From the
how much more in the what was it, the 1700s or 1600s?
Tupac could have played a great cowboy, by the way. Go ahead, Alex.
I mean, I feel like the style of that kind of ammunition seemed like it would be more painful. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, it kind of feels like when people get shot back then, it's more so like people die from the pain, not from bleeding out. You know, and
like from the shock.
Yeah, from the shock. You know, like
generational death.
Yeah.
Well, I think we talked about this before on a different show.
I called it, by the way, Justin. What's that, Arnold?
I think we talked about this before. Like, I think it was on Tombstone. The bullets back then, like nowadays, the bullets they come at you like like a torpedo, right? Where back then they would go like in this direction.
And that's what I'm saying about the pain, like the pain threshold versus like just bleeding out. Like a bullet, like in modern days, would make you bleed out from like front and back, right? Whereas like,
sorry,
it's
Adrian.
it's this whole thing where, that shotgun shot for that guy, it feels like it's a lot of buckshot just coming right at him. Like it's not just like one bullet; it's like a bunch of shrapnel.
What?
Yeah.
Buckshot.
Oh man, I would hate to be shot by buckshot, like especially if it was spread out. Like if I was like a while away and then they shot me with it, like you wouldn't necessarily die by it, but man, just having all that shrapnel in under your skin and shit penetrating.
By the way, tonight's episode brought to you by a combination Panda Express and Del Taco. Panda Express, when you're here, you're Arnold.
And Wendy's.
Thanks, Arnold. And Wendy's.
And Wendy's.
I like how everybody has food tonight. That's great.
And Liquid
I finished a Bloody Mary.
Food. Liquid Death. Ooh. Okay, so let's see. Where are we at? Amber, sorry, I feel like I haven't asked you as many questions tonight. But yeah, what I don't know, like what else did you think about this story overall? Are you excited to see part 2, hopefully, or how are you feeling on that?
Yeah, I feel like we need to see part 2 for sure, just like so things start to make sense. But also, like, it was pretty slow and like hard to keep up with. But I was with you too. Like I agreed when you were saying that like the costumes and like the makeup and stuff were like kind of too contemporary and like too clean and just like, again, like I agree so much that it was like a period piece because it's like a portrayal of the time and like an illustration of the time, but it's not necessarily a Western. To us, like a Western has more action, like a Western is quicker. Like, yeah, Western usually has like, I don't know, just like more, I don't know. So it was different. Like that's something that like y'all brought up that I thought was interesting. Like it could have been dirtier, like it could have been rougher, like especially when so many other things were like realistic. Like what I was talking about earlier. It's like why is the costuming and stuff like so not realistic?
Yeah. By the way, do you have a favorite Western?
My favorite Western, I just like The Rifleman. Like I like the show with Chuck Connors.
Oh.
That's my favorite. Me and my dad used to watch it, but
Oh.
I think like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly probably also me and my dad used to watch. That's a classic. But
have you seen Stagecoach? That's a good
so.
one. I forget who's in that. That was a John Ford movie.
And my dad
I really enjoyed
John Wayne, and I don't even know what the name of those movies were.
Well, I don't think John Wayne. Oh wait, was John Wayne in Stagecoach? I think he was in Stagecoach.
So then maybe yeah.
I also recommend High Noon with Gary Cooper. Now that's a great Western.
I recommend The Quick and the Dead.
Is that Clint Eastwood? Who's that with?
No, that has like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Isn't it Sharon Stone?
Oh wow.
Stone.
Oh yeah, John Wayne is in Stagecoach. Yep.
I recommend one. It's on Amazon. It's called Deadly Strike.
Deadly Strike.
It was a really good one.
Is that a real movie?
It's an Asian.
That's
Asian
an
Western.
Eastern.
That's Eastern. That's an Eastern.
It's an Eastern Western.
Well, if we're talking about like Easterns, what's that? Fuck, man, what's that movie?
I mean, I
called?
like Hero. If you can recommend something like Hero, I'm all in. You know what I mean? Because Hero's a fantastic.
The Grand Master by Wong Kar-wai. Even though I fell asleep in it when we were trying to watch it at the Brain Dead Theater, it was still like from what I saw, that was a really great one.
Yeah, we saw that together, didn't we? The Grandmaster. Yeah, that was a good movie.
There's two, 2013
Kung Fu
and
Hustle.
1948. Kung Fu Hustle. I've seen that.
No way.
That's a great one.
Is the Grandmaster from 2013 or 48?
2013.
I guess that's the newer one. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to say this real quick. So Amber, where are you? You're from Denver, right? But where you have like an accent. So like, where are you from? Like a different state besides Denver?
Yes, I've been in Denver for like 9 years now, but
Sure.
I'm from Virginia. Like I grew up like 30 minutes from Greensboro, North Carolina, like right over the Virginia line, and then like an hour and a half from Ashland, Kentucky. So like I'm over there in the Appalachian Mountains. Like Virginia Beach is 6.5 hour drive. Like I'm not near like the beach. Like I'm up in the mountains over here. People don't realize how big it is. They're like, oh yeah, that's like a 2 hour drive. I'm like, no, dude, like I'm nowhere near that. And then of course DC is completely different. Like that's also like 4 hours, or I think that's probably 4 hours away. And again, like they just like even know we exist.
That was the area that got affected by the hurricanes, right? The recent ones where they had like
a little bit south of us. That's more like Boone and Asheville and stuff like that. That was down in this part of North Carolina, but we're kind of more like over here.
Okay. Yeah. So I asked that because I don't know how familiar you all are with like Red Dead Redemption and things like that. But Amber, you, and I mean this as a compliment, you sound and look a lot like Sadie Adler from the Red Dead Redemption games. And I just, because of your accent and just like how you look, if you get a chance to look her up again, it's Sadie Adler. You kind of remind me of that. And actually that poses a question to like all of you guys, like who do you feel like you would be if you were in a Western, I guess, and including you, Amber?
I would be Giovanni Ribisi, probably.
No, who's that?
He was in this movie for like a hot second.
What was he? I must have like slept out of
Yeah, I know. It was weird. I saw him at the end.
To be honest, this movie, I was like on my phone a lot. Like that's how uninteresting this movie was to me. I like kept on having to like, oh, I should be watching this movie. So I'd stop. I put my phone down, rewind it, and be like, try to watch it again.
Let's see what's on like Reels.
Yeah.
I
was like more invested in trying to like promote our show on Instagram with like new clips and photos from Comic-Con than to be like, this is like it just felt like a trudge, like to get to this film.
It was a trudge to watch.
Oh yeah, this guy, he was in there like towards the end, right?
Yeah, he's in the. He's by the way. Okay, Amber, I'll defer to you again if that's the right word. What did you think of that ending montage? Because to me, I didn't get it. I didn't get what they were trying to do with the ending montage.
Yeah, I didn't get it either. I need to like watch it again. Like I was on my phone too, low-key.
You know what I feel like they're trying to accomplish with that? They're trying to accomplish like what they were trying to do in Back to the Future Part 2. Like set up, we're gonna have this cool stuff. Like you stay tuned for this next chapter because it's gonna be amazing. And while like Back to the Future 2 was successful in bringing people to see Back to the Future Part 3, I doubt that this film, that little montage, like helped at all. You know,
I don't care who you are. Back to the Future Part 3 is a great Western.
Yo, dude, I like Back to the Future 3 better than 2. That's me. That I love Back to the Future 3. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
The time machine train, amazing. Everything about that movie was amazing.
I love it. And by the way, Amber, Red Dead Redemption, if you haven't played that, I've played a good portion of it. That's a great game. That's a great Western game too. It's made by the same people that make Grand Theft Auto.
Yes, it's Rockstar Games. I love doing the bounties, like with my homeboys, like
Yeah.
10 of us on there. It's crazy.
Hell yeah. Oh, so you are familiar of who I'm talking about then?
Yes, but like, dude, when I just looked her up, like, because I was thinking that she was blonde, but she actually it does kind of have like an auburn hair. She's a baddie. I like
Yeah.
her.
Yeah, she's a badass in that game for real. I love Sadie. She's great. Even from the first Red Dead, like she was pretty awesome. But yeah.
Yeah. The Western setting is so great for any kind of storytelling, I guess. I've never read a Western, but for movies and video games, it's fantastic. I mean, that game has got so much texture to it.
Going
More
back
texture than
to
this one.
the
Go ahead.
question on what Western character. I mean, I don't have a lot to compare to, but Doc Holliday, man, he was badass.
Ooh.
Oh, hell yeah.
About
I'll be your Huckleberry.
Yeah, yeah.
And that episode's available now, by the way.
I heard that.
I almost said Big Lebowski, and they're also trying to say Tombstone.
You could link to it, and
yeah, that's right.
up there,
Oh, yeah.
down there, we'll link to it.
Yeah. No, we will link to all that in the show notes. But anyway, okay, guys. So I think we've kind of done it. Let's do final thoughts. And where can people find you? What are you working on? And again, Amber, I'll start with you. Final thoughts, social medias, all that good stuff.
Okay, I give it the movie 3 stars. Just trying to give the benefit of the doubt if they were trying to make like it more accurate, which like we don't really know what that was like back then. Maybe like there's more research that was done to show that, but it feels that like the production was rushed and with like the timelines on Wikipedia as far as the entire like production like duration, it does like seem like they did it pretty quick and that's part of the problem. And again, like I just feel like they made like a really long movie and they were like, dang, we can't like have this movie this long, and so they just chopped it into 4 pieces, but like each of the 4 pieces needs to be like a whole concept instead. You can find me at that Denver girl underscore on Instagram, or you can follow my marketing agency millennial underscore matrix underscore media on Instagram.
Nice.
That's almost as many. That's almost as many underscores as Kyle Mabson.
Kyle Mabson, yeah. Anything you want to promote at all, or just follow you on there and see what you're up to in real time?
No, I have like nothing going on right now. Or hey, I can say one more thing. Can you bring me that Coke? I decided I wanted
Absolutely.
a soda. And you guys can also check me out in 303 Magazine. I'm a staff writer and content producer for their Food and Booze Instagram and for their Food and Booze column. This upcoming month, at the beginning of August, I'm going to be doing a cocktail series. So I'm going to be at like 4 or 5 different cocktail lounges around Denver. I know I'm doing Chez Maggie and the Cooper Lounge, but there are 3 more I'll be assigned. So that would be cool too.
Nice. I'll have to go to one of those bars sometimes. Check it out. Cool. Well, thanks for that, Amber. Arnold, well, no, you're eating. So, Justin, final thoughts, socials. What do you got going on, my friend?
Oh, you guys. I actually had to take a break from this movie. Honestly, I think this would have been best digested as a mini series or something, or just
that's what a lot of people were saying.
This felt more like a mini series than anything where you can like have like a 30-minute to an hour episode, maybe even just a 45-minute episode, breaks in between. That's how it felt like it was set up. It almost felt like that they were intending to make a series but didn't get approved for it or something, and then they were like, all right, well, we'll just make a movie out of it, and coming to find out that they're going to try to make like a 4-part movie series. That was pretty insane. And honestly, Adrian, you never did bring up what the wrench in the production was, because filming, from what I see in the Wikipedia, like they filmed this in August of 2022, and then they filmed the chapter 2 in 2023, and then it was released the chapter 1 was released in 2024, and then it looks like it's, I don't know, according to the Wikipedia, it says September 7th, 2024 is when the second part released at some point in time. I don't know. This whole thing is so confusing to me, much like what is in the movie. It's like everything is so
It's a very unorthodox way to release a movie, right? Especially given the
Yeah.
current times with streaming essentially taking over and already kind of crashing out,
Yeah.
and traditional media slowly but surely dying. Nobody's going to the movies anymore. Not enough, really, anyway. So I don't know. I'm just as confused as you are about that whole thing.
What were you gonna say?
I kept reading that like COVID-19 like messed up everything, and I'm like, but it was after that. But they were like
Yeah.
COVID-19 restrictions like slowed down filming and like elongated like processes, and I'm just like, this was 2022 though. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, and this was pre-writer strike and actor strike too, so that couldn't have been an excuse either, right? Because
Yeah.
it was before all the strikes.
was
Yeah.
it
It
Kevin
seems.
Costner going through a lawsuit though? Maybe at this time, and that's not what they
Dude,
don't want to talk about that.
I know he's had a falling out with the guy that did Yellowstone, the creator, Ty West. I don't know what his name is, but I don't know. I'm sure there's more there than we don't really know about, right? Just behind the scenes.
Yeah. Well, much like the history of the making of all of this, it's like it's there's a story behind it. Like there really is. There's a concept. There's a lot of planning that went into this, a lot of time and production, and I'm not saying that all of it looked really good, but some of it looked stunning, especially some of the nature shots. Beautiful. Like some of the shots in the show were very beautiful, very cinematic. And then there were times where, like you guys said, it looked like a fucking Hallmark movie at the same time. So it's like it feels like they went into this um, they decided to make this movie because it seemed like no one else was willing to pick this script up or pick this concept up. So Kevin Costner, out of pocket, paid for this movie, decided to do production, and hey, I commend him for that. I feel like and it's like what we talked about like on another episode. It's like it really feels like a pro-American take on history. Like Kevin Costner made this project because he failed history class, and he was like, you know what, I'm actually correct, so I'm going to make this fucking movie. That's how it feels. It feels slightly soulless. It feels like he's like, it feels like I'm going to take a stand and I'm going to bring America back type of deal. That's what this movie feels like to me.
Yeah, I see that. You have to remember Kevin Costner, the generation he's from, right? He comes from a generation of actors where movies are above TV. That's how it used to be. Now it doesn't matter. Now it's all the same, pretty much.
And I can see that in this film, and it's like I get the montage at the very end of the movie where it's like, oh, here's what's happening on the next episode. But it's like you can't set people up like that these days unless it's a series. If it's a series, that makes sense. Like Handmaid's Tale, this is what's going to happen on the next episode, or they have like like this is what happened on the last episode. Like that makes sense to me. I'm like, okay, I know what I'm prepared for the next episode or the next season, whatever it is. This seems like it was supposed to be a series that got melded into a movie, and it becomes very incohesive when you get to the second half of this film. And it is 3 hours. Who do they think they are? Fucking the Hateful Eight, Tarantino?
Yeah.
Like
Lord of the Rings.
I really don't understand the direction. I can see that this will be a thing that becomes better, but because of the lack of cohesion, makes me not excited at all to even want to dip my toes into the second movie, because the second movie apparently is another 3 hours. And I'm so not invested in it. So after discussing it with you guys and hearing what you all had to say, it's like at the end of the day, I'm gonna give it. I was gonna give it a 2. I'm not even gonna lie, you guys. I was probably gonna give it less. I'm probably gonna give it a 2.5 out of 5. If honestly they turned this into a mini series, if they just converted it into a mini series, I'd probably give it a little bit better of a rating, because now I have somewhere to go. But as it is right now, and not knowing when the second it's going to come out, 2.5 out of 5 is what I'm going to give it. I'm going to give it bare bones, middle road.
That's a fair score.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Anyway, you can follow me, Ghost Nerd 88, formerly Shibs the Zombie, although you can still follow me as Shibs the Zombie. Ghost Nerd's going to be like my media thing. So just let me know. Ghost Nerd 88, follow me, and we'll connect and do some cool shit. I don't know. Fuck it.
The artist formerly known as Shibs the Zombie. Thank you for that, Justin. And by the way, you're on Twitch. You stream video games on there.
So. I'm streaming again, yes, and I'm making money from it. So yeah, it's a great thing. So anyway, follow me on Twitch, Ghost Nerd 88. I play games.
Cool, awesome. Thank you for that, Alex. Let's go to you next. What are your final thoughts? Where can people find you?
You can find me at Daily Dares on all the socials, for most of the socials. And you can find a link to all my other stuff that I'm involved in, including Collectible Galaxy on Depop. I have been kind of slowing down just because I got a new job, and have been also busy with the past week for Comic-Con. So Comic-Con has overtaken my life even till this day, still trying to post new videos on the Never Seen It podcast Instagram, which, man, that post, I did not expect that. the
we had a post blow up a little bit. Do you want to talk about that? Tease that a little bit?
Yeah. So I went to the Toxic Avenger panel for the new upcoming reboot or remake. I don't like saying either one of those, but it was kind of like just the re-envisioning of this character, this classic character, and I thought it was a very good panel. And we had ended up collaborating with the Toxic Avenger account, and because of that, it kind of blew up. I think we're at almost 300 likes on that. That's the most I've ever seen on any post I've ever created. it's insane.
Yeah.
But that movie looks so good. I'm excited to see it. It's coming out the day after my birthday, so I'm excited.
Nice.
August 29th. Go buy your tickets now, because I will be. But yeah, my take on this film. I was heavily not interested in this film.
I've never seen you this disinterested, by the way, on any movie.
I tried my best to feel like I can have something to give to this, but my take on this is, how I feel about Westerns. This feels so. This especially felt propagandized. If it's just almost revisionist history created by Kevin Costner about it, this the Native Americans being this and then he's trying to justify it but they're they don't know what's going on, and it's ambiguous, sort of nobody knows what's actually going on. And I get it, nobody does. That's the reality. Nobody knows what other people are thinking, right? Yet at the same time, the way he poses it, it's just really, it makes it look like, we've said this time and time again in this episode, the Native Americans are these savages, which they were not. That they were just out for blood just because they are trespassing, and these white American Europeans were coming into their land, right? It's yeah, I get they were trying to protect their land, but is that historically correct? I don't know. I am not a huge history buff, but at the same time, that just the way they set it up in this film just makes it feel so much like he's making them look like to be bad people. They've tried to put bits and pieces no, they're not so bad, but in reality, it still does. It comes off that way, and to me, it just left a very made me not interested in this more, even more.
Yeah.
And what even made it even more uninteresting is have you? You guys are all familiar with Mystery Science Theater, right? And
Yeah.
I don't know if you're like, I know some of you guys are familiar with the episode Manos Hands of Fate, correct? So Manos Hands of Fate is this like legendary like episode where yeah, the Manos, the Hands of Fate. And it's like this movie that it just felt so disjointed, and they're like, it's funny, they're like, oh no, I'm thinking of a different movie. No, it's Pod People. Pod People is the movie I'm thinking about. That's another kind of legendary. I don't know if you guys have seen that, the Pod People. That episode
Pot
was great
people?
when Pod People, POD.
Oh,
Yeah, not Pop
like
People,
the band Arnold.
like POD. Yeah,
POD
okay. I
the
thought
band.
like,
yeah.
I thought it was pot, like pot.
Yes, I figured that's what you were
Oh.
thinking, Arnold. It has not escaped me, you weed head. Anyways, they in that movie, it feels like so many different movies all at once. They cut to another scene. It's like, what? Am I watching another movie? And that's what it felt like. Every single time they cut to a different scene, it's like, is this part of the same? And did I accidentally skip to a new movie? You know, and like it felt so disconnected that it made me feel like a little like that anxiousness of like, what are they trying to get to? What are they trying to build? And it never like really paid off ever. You know, you get like a film like a Pulp Fiction is a classic one where they have like different stories. They don't jump to like different different like scenes, but they have, you know, all these different stories that are interconnected, and they tell a story if you like logically put it in your like put it through the filter in your brain, and you kind of see how it all connects. Whereas this, it kind of felt like I was trying to. It almost felt like they were going back in time and forward in time and back in time and forward in time, and it just like it was this constant push and pull that wasn't gratifying. You know, it it just felt like he was trying to be like clever with the storytelling, but it just like he was trying to be Tarantino or in that sort of sense of the like skipping through time sort of thing, but it just didn't pay off. It didn't like make me more invested in the film. It just made me feel bored, you know, because each thing that next thing like just made me feel bored. It's like it didn't pay out. Like it didn't pay off. Like the when the girl steals the baby, I'm like, what's this? And then they like you don't see the payoff until way later, right? And then that girl doesn't even survive. You know, like she ends up getting killed, or you assume she gets killed, and then the that Mary girl, the prostitute, is taken care. Like what? Where's this all in the? And then like when Owen Wilson shows up, right? I'm like, where the hell
Luke
is this
Wilson.
coming from? Luke Wilson,
It was
yeah,
Luke.
Luke Wilson, yeah, Luke Wilson. When Luke Wilson shows up, I'm like, what is this? What? Why are we getting this? And then I immediately I saw that and I was like, go to my phone. You know what I mean? It just was not. It made me not invested in wanting to see the next chapter. You know?
Yeah.
As fun as that like montage and interesting that montage could have been, it's like, oh, action packed, people punching people, and like, cool, but I don't care. Like, just show me, just give me that, but in a 90-minute thing and condense this whole film like that. I would have been like, cool, that would have been awesome. Just show me all the action sequences. Show like cut out like that bullshit romantic that the payoff for that at the end. It's like you see her kiss the guy on the cheek, and that's it. It's like we have to wait till chapter 2 to see like how that plays out now.
No, that wasn't
like,
it. Remember, they ended up making out at the end. They got he slipped the tongue. They slipped the tongue.
That was in the dream that you had the night after you watch the movie. So.
Still, we want to
yeah.
Yeah, and you know what's funny about that too is like when I put on the movie on HBO, it always says like violence, profanity, and then it also said nudity, right? And I was like, okay, nudity, nothing.
Nudity. Yeah, exactly.
I don't remember anything.
There's no cleavage.
I saw a titty. I saw nipples.
Wait, did you?
Yeah, the part where the two guys were watching her bathe.
That's right.
I don't remember that.
That was.
I don't remember that. I was probably like Alex said. I was on my phone with that.
They dedicated 5 minutes to that whole scene too. 5 unnecessary minutes.
Well, I caught it because I watched it the second time around when I rewinded it from the time that I fell asleep.
Yeah, like,
anyways,
you had to be like, oh, what? Wait, what? Wait, huh?
I commend you for rewinding it.
And then that
part I did not. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna let it ride.
Yeah.
Just like the horses into the sunset.
I was rewinding it just because, like, oh shoot, I should be watching this movie so I could like understand what's. And it's like even when I rewound it from coming back from my phone, it's like, oh, I watched it. I was like, I don't care. I really don't care. This movie, this whole film, like I was just waiting for it to end. It was like a car ride through like the plains of Omaha. I just wanted it to end. I was like, when are we getting
beautiful,
through this?
Right?
That sounds like experience, Alex. Have you rode through the plains of Omaha?
I can't picture Alex in the Midwest. I don't know why. Like when I think of Alex, I can only picture him on either coast.
Which is funny because I've dated mostly women from the Midwest.
Oh. That's another episode we could do. Just kidding.
But anyways,
Alex, the beach guy.
Sex in the City with Alex, yeah.
I'd watch that. I'd watch that. I would watch that.
I would watch that.
Yeah, with binoculars.
With a telescope, you're just like, ooh, Alex.
Not maybe not. Me too. Maybe that motion
like this.
I'd be watching it with the telescope too.
Like this?
Yeah. Wow, voyeurism. It's alive and well.
You got the kaleidoscope, guys. It's like you have a kaleidoscope there.
This is the most action I've done in a while.
I'm the guy with the kaleidoscope eyes. Yeah.
At least you don't have Sam Davis eyes.
You guys, I'm about to get up and walk out of here.
Oh, gosh.
So,
you know what I'm talking about.
Unlike Justin, where his rating went up from a 2 to 2.5. After discussing this, mine went from a 2 to a 1.5. I hate this so much. I hate this movie so much. It's like the boredom abides. It's like you cannot make me feel invest in this. Like I feel like, you know, and people. A lot of times when people write sequels to certain things, they try to like see how they can up the ante. Well, you failed at that already because he probably wrote the whole like story from beginning to end for however many chapters this is, and I am not invested in catching. And I think that might be the failure for why it may not be released in theaters or on streaming. Because if you think about it, because he wrote that, there's no room for like reshoots or anything like that, which would cost them even more money to make. They're just going to cut their losses, you know? I feel like that's more like a feasible thing for a studio to do than to like release the rest of the garbage quadrilogy, whatever this is going to be.
Yeah.
Sextuple, you know, whatever it's going to be. I don't know how many chapters this boring ass story is going to be.
4.
According to Wikipedia, it says 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are 4 chapters in this whole thing.
That's 3 too many extra. Like, you could put those in a garbage bin behind a McDonald's, and I'd rather eat the chicken nuggets out of the garbage can than watch that film the next
There you
night.
go.
So
Pink stuff.
I feel like after talking about it, I kind of feel like, you know how like instead of like doing like the Sorcerer's Stone, like it's the first one, but it's like actually a whole movie with a whole concept and like plot. Then we have like a new concept. I feel like they just like wrote this movie and it was like 12 hours long and they were like, let's just cut it into 4. And it's
exactly.
like, okay, but then we
That's
don't know
exactly
what's
what I'm trying to
going on to
say.
the fourth one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a first chapter should have a payoff. It felt like there was no payoff whatsoever, other than maybe the that military guy and the wife getting together finally, and then the Kevin Costner. I mean, I guess those are payoffs to like. They're not even to me like cliffhangers where I'm like invested in. Oh, I want to see what's next with the couple. Oh, I want to know what's next when like that Asian couple, like, Asian family takes care of that baby. Like, no, I'm not. Like, you don't even talk much about that Asian family. It's just like, oh, he was in that the baby wanted to play with a donkey, and then that was it. And the donkey that belonged to the Asian family. Like, let's be honest, it was probably a Chinese family because it was like they're trying to be historically correct, but they don't even.
You know what the payoff is, Alex?
What was it?
It was that beautiful montage at the end. That was the payoff.
Oh, that was their own
100%.
Yeah, Arnold loved that payoff. That payoff.
Yeah, I love montages.
I like the montage better in Team America.
Oh, don't say that.
That was a much better. You got a montage. But yeah,
good stuff.
Yeah, that's 1.5. Get this filth out of my face.
All right, this can't be the same Kevin Costner that brought us Dances with Wolves, can it? I guess it is. Thanks for that.
And to touch on Kevin Costner, boy, like you guys said, he wrote himself into that role with just to have like sex with that girl, right? That young girl. And all the fucking hair dye he must have used just to make himself look younger. And obviously he probably wore that hat to hide any sort of balding.
Right.
You know?
This was like literally just like a kink for him. He was like, I just want to dress up Western wear. Like, and they're like, but do you have to spend $30 million? He's like, yeah.
And he's never had that gravelly voice before. That's new. That's a new rebrand for him.
Yeah.
Like, he's talking like this now. Like he's like a less cringy version of Steven Seagal, I think.
I'd say he's equally as cringy.
Well,
in this, yes, yeah, he's equally as cringy. I feel like he's gonna have a trip to visit.
I'd rather watch
soon.
I'd rather watch Steven Seagal than this.
Well,
wow!
Imagine Kevin Costner with a ponytail.
If he can.
Yeah, I just imagined him. Arnold, let's go to you next. Final thoughts, my friend.
So, I'm one of the top movie aficionados here, and experts in this whole group.
Oh yeah.
I know good cinema. I watch a ton.
I think your dog was laughing at you when you said that.
Great timing.
I totally agree with everything that we're talking about. How like it was just all over the place. Like it didn't have any balance really, and was disjointed. No cohesiveness, but that didn't bother me. And you know what? I just had was thinking about it. I'm like, hey. Because I'm that way as a person in my head. I'm all over the place. I think random things all the time. And so maybe that's why it didn't really bother me. But I remember we were talking about when before watching the movie, I was like, wow, it's a 3-hour long movie. Damn, okay. I had to watch it all yesterday. Which in the past, even like an hour and a half movie in past episodes took me 2 to 3 days. Well, this one I watched it. I I watched it all the way through, but I did fall asleep for about what I thought was about half an hour, but when I rewinded, it was actually more like 15 minutes. But I remember Alex, I think you said, "Don't eat anything that'll make you sleepy," and and so yesterday was Tuesday, and of course, it was Taco Tuesday. So like, I started with three tacos, and then and they're homemade,
and then it went to 4, and then 5 and 6.
They're homemade. It's all healthy, homemade.
Yeah, $38 worth of tacos.
Turned into 4, and then turned into 5, and then I was like, okay, no, I gotta cut it there. But then my wife, she saw that I was drooling, so she gave me the other half. So I had like 5.5. But yeah, I was still good though. But yeah, I guess I did get sleepy, and fell asleep. Probably about 40 minutes into it, and so I really did need to. No, okay. I was like, man, I need to rewind this because this is not making sense. But then after the movie was over,
the movie.
Yeah, I was like, no, but actually, I did. A few things did start to make a little sense because I was like, I fell asleep on the part like after the whole camp was like burned down, and the mom and Lizzie, they ended up. I didn't see them get pulled out of the underground, so I didn't know how that happened. But then it finally connected that like, oh, that little bit with the colonel or lieutenant, whatever, that they started, like, oh, maybe they're gonna get together at the end. But then I finally saw how that a little foreshadow of that. I definitely did just to reiterate, I didn't like how they made the Native Americans, how they made them look, like they're these horrible people, like they're just savages, and not the modern day savage, savage, yeah. But like like the other definition for savage, like not, or killers, not like, oh, that's killer.
What's modern day savage?
Yeah, what is it? Explain.
Is that a rap group?
Modern day savage.
Is that like 21 Savage?
Like if you were to just go somewhere where like if you were just to take something versus being like, oh, may I please? Like, damn, you need to be all savage about that.
Savage.
Not Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh, now you're talking.
Yeah.
Dig it.
The cream of the crop.
The creamery of the
Even I know that reference, and I don't even watch wrestling.
I'm living in a nightmare.
And
Step into it. That's good, Justin. That's good, Justin.
See how my mind works? I was already going to jump to Kevin Costner. How we were talking about earlier, and that's crazy. I didn't know that he spent $38 million of his own money.
Of his own
just
money, yeah. He Francis Ford Coppola'd it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he has a vineyard that he
This
sold.
was his Megaopolis.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. We'll have our yeah. Go ahead, Arnold.
How he pretty much how he wrote this, and of course he ends up sleeping with the pretty girl in the movie. Well, when I saw him in concert, we ended up going to this lounge. It's the 360 Sports Lounge, and they have really good wings and really good nachos. So like while everybody was leaving the show and going to their cars, so we just took our time, had a nice IPA and had some ordered some wings there, and then who comes walking in? Kevin Costner. And where is he at? He's just a hop, skip, and a jump right there. And then who's blocking our view? A bunch of hot girls. And then his security, they're letting them in, and maybe a few of his buddies that he knows. But then, but my wife is going like this to me. But then, of course, the hot girls are okay to hang out with him and talk with him, and Yeah, I have some pictures. I'll have to go back and
like how you're always
send it to
running
you
into
guys.
people we've talked about on the show. By the way, that's fantastic. Like you're like the Forrest Gump of celebrities or something. Arnold. I don't know.
Who was he? Who else? I mean, I never ran into Alexis Texas or anything.
No. I was gonna say Guillermo del Toro at the Saturn Awards.
Right.
You saw the back of his head.
Right, you sniffed his chair, or you didn't sniff his chair.
It was not me. It was somebody else.
Somebody else sniffed his chair. Yeah,
that I caught.
It was your proxy. You told somebody else to go sniff his chair.
Yeah, describe it for me.
What did he have for breakfast? No, go ahead.
How beefy was his farts?
Meat and cheese. What?
Oh my gosh. Go ahead.
What else?
You saw Kevin Costner, bunch of girls.
So
what happened next?
Didn't surprise me that he did that, or like that. Maybe he's just saying like, oh, that's how it is in real life, and it's naturally.
Yeah, I talk shit, but I mean, he is a big name star, enough of a big name star, I think, to draw the attention of the ladies.
Yeah, throw down 38 million. Jeez.
There you go.
But yeah, I and so I thought the montage got me hyped up for the next one. I'm ready for the next one. Actually, no, just not really. I was kind of laughing at the montage. Okay. So my wife pulled up the picture.
There he is.
Yeah,
I recognize his profile
right there. And
wow,
is that Elon, or is that Stephen Miller's wife next to him? Do we know? That's a topical reference that no one will get in a year from now.
Who's Stephen Miller?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
A name that should not have been said. Go ahead, Arnold.
But yeah, a lot of the surprise stars that were also in the movie, Mr. Wilson, Luke or Owen or Luke.
Oh, Luke. Sorry,
Luke.
Mr. Wilson from
Dennis
Boy
the
Meets
Menace.
Or no, yeah. That's a better reference.
Mr. Wilson.
Merle.
Castaway.
Merle
Merle.
from Walking Dead.
Yeah. What's his name?
Michael Rooker.
Zondu.
Yeah. He's got an interesting stuff. I can't do it, but I like his voice. He's got a great
the accent that he had in that.
Mary Poppins, y'all.
Yeah. Was it kind of European a little bit?
I thought it was Southern.
Can I interject in this about this? All
Go
the
ahead.
accents were really bad. They were really bad.
Yeah.
Like they would drift
they were
in
all
and
over
out.
the place.
Yeah, they would drift in and out of like their normal accent to like the other accent. Like our mutual acquaintance Chris Devlin told me about this. There's like a movie, I think it was with John Cusack. John Cusack, he was like playing this character in this like kind of Wall Street movie, and then like somebody asked him, he's like he's talking his normal like accent, and then he's this guy asked him, "Oh, where are you from?" And then he's like, "I'm from New Orleans." He's
Los
like,
Angeles.
All of a sudden, he jumps into this New Orleans accent for a short bit, and then he's back into his John Cusack accent. And that's what this movie felt like.
Yeah.
I want to interject as well. I want to say the brothers. The brothers, was it the actor John Beavers, or what's his name? Yeah, the actor John Beavers that plays Junior. The two blonde brothers or whatever. Their accents were fucking out of everybody in the movie. It was noticeably awful between those two, just the brothers. And also, I felt like they were so far away from being intimidating at all in the entire movie. Like the scenes that they had, I was like, man, not only do they suck at voice acting, they just suck at being their characters. They're not intimidating. Anyway, that's it. That's my beef.
They seemed like a couple bros at a sports bar that were just trying to be like flex on everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. They look like a couple of pretty good looking guys to me. I mean, like
a couple of
to each their own, Arnold. To each their own.
Yeah. Hey, No, I ain't gonna king shame.
They look like possibly like some wrestlers.
No.
AJ. He kind of looked like AJ Styles to me a little bit.
No.
Um,
No.
Arnold, don't turn heel on us.
But okay, his costume, it kind of looked like, all right, Western in the front, and on the back it looked kind of like they had that
Like a party.
I don't know,
Assless
animal skin.
chaps?
And I was like, what? Would you say chaps?
Assless chaps.
Look, it looked Western in the front and the leather daddy in the back.
No, Western in the front and Game of Thrones in the back.
Yeah,
like like with the animal skin.
That's a great title, Game of Thrones. For anyway, I'm not gonna get into it.
It was a slip of the tongue.
Slip of the tongue.
I didn't mean.
It always is with you, Arnold. It always is.
It always is. Hey, but listen, we got to get to the part of the show that we've all been waiting for, Arnold, which is Arnold's snooze-o-meter. Arnold, give us your Z rating for this movie, since you sort of touched on that a little bit.
I have to admit, those 5.5 tacos you would think would make me sleepy, but no, not really.
Perked you up.
I think I just got a little bored. I did kind of look at my phone a bit, and I think it was just looking at my phone that made me fall asleep. And so with that said, I'd have to give it a 1Z. 1.5 Z. 1.5 Z.
That's not terrible.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
So not as bad as you would think. And like I said, how the pace and the of the movie, not so much the pace, but the disjointedness and the lack of cohesiveness matches my brain.
Wow.
So what? With that 1.5 G rating, I'd say I'd give this a 2.5, a solid 2.5. And yeah, you can find me on all the social medias at Arnie Collego. Find me posting stuff. I'm gonna be posting more stuff. I'll probably do some photo dumps of Comic-Con, video dumps of Comic-Con, and I'm getting back.
Yeah, this movie was a total dump.
I'll be. I had a little break from my cooking because. Oh yeah! On top of Comic-Con last week, I went through. This is my first time going to Comic-Con with like a legit injury. Just a little tear in my meniscus and walking over 20,000 steps.
Every single day.
I honestly feel like all that walking was like physical therapy, because I'm actually it's feeling way better like now, even though it's just a few days, but it's feeling stronger. And yeah, so I'm gonna be getting back to work, doing some cooking this weekend. Reminds me, I need to send the menu out to my clients. And because of Comic-Con, I'm to help recuperate some of the spending. I some of the stuff that I would get, or some of the free stuff that I got that I don't want to keep. You can find it on my eBay. Recuperate some of that money, some of it, because I don't think I will recuperate all of it.
Nice.
So
I'm gonna do the same thing too. I have like all of these like Street Fighter gold cards, metal cards, and
nice.
So I have more like Snoopy merch too. So like I've got a Snoopy hat that I want to sell.
And Depop near you.
Yeah. Now, nice. Adrian.
Yes, sir.
We've all given our final thoughts and ratings. What say you?
Well, first of all, thank you for that, Arnold. And before I get into my final thoughts, I did Google Kevin Costner lawsuit. So here's what I found. Here's my research skills at work here. A stunt performer on the film of part 2 of Horizon, Devin Labella, filed a lawsuit alleging sexual harassment and hostile work environment on set. So
he was grabbing dudes' butts and stuff. I know, like the whole like case file.
Kevin Costner was.
Well, that's what the guy said. Maybe he's trying to get money. You never know. But he's like, they were saying like he was low key like gay, and he's like making passes at a bunch of dudes and like.
Interesting.
Not like in a joking way, then, huh?
Well, yeah. Again, this is all. We should clarify. This is all speculation. I don't want to get a notice in the mail tomorrow. But yeah, that's interesting. I hadn't heard that. The what Google came up with said that there was this actor claimed that she was forced to perform an unscripted sexual assault scene without proper consent notice or the presence of a mandated intimacy coordinator. So, yeah. There's that baggage that the movie, I guess this series is now coming with, which I don't think is going to help it get released, if I'm being honest, probably.
Yeah.
So the budget was 50 million and their worldwide was 34 million.
Wow.
Just letting you know.
What it made was 34 million?
Worldwide 34 million.
That's the amount it made.
Distribution, right?
Yeah.
29 million in North America, other territories 5 million.
Wow. I'm surprised 34. That it even made 29 million, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
29 million and counting.
And I don't think they had much of a marketing budget because I saw no marketing for this movie whatsoever. And that's always like twice the budget of the actual movie sometimes.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's that. Not to end on a sour note, but I'm going to I'm going to read what I wrote on Letterboxd as my final thought. So, wow, this was terrible. What a slog of a movie to get through. It felt both long and rushed at the same time. Thank God I have my HBO Max account linked to my YouTube where I was able to watch this at 2x speed. And even then, I wanted to be scalped in order to feel something, since this vanity project did nothing for me. Now, normally, I'd say that it's pretty obtuse to ask, well, who is this movie for? Since art doesn't need justification to exist. But in this case, seriously, who is this movie for? Besides Kevin Costner, of course, a guy who continues to tell self-indulgent stories where he writes himself in and has women throw themselves at him. Who does he think he is? Adam Sandler? That's a callback too. But seriously, this movie felt bloated, disconnected, and I understand that there's more to be made, but for the love of all that's holy, please don't. I recognize that getting a movie made is a huge achievement in and of itself, but I just don't get how this got picked up and funded to begin with. It looks like and feels cheap. And am I crazy, or did I hear music that sounded a lot like Hans Zimmer's score from The Dark Knight at the end of the movie? If there's one person who needs to remain in the shadows, it's not Batman, it's Kevin Costner. What a fart sniffer of a director, actor. Oh, I was really harsh when I wrote this. Please save yourself the trouble and go watch True Grit or Tombstone instead. I amaze myself sometimes at how much of a hater I am. But you know what? The one thing I wanted to add, that this movie felt like watching. You guys know how, like, back in the day, History Channel, you'd watch a documentary and they would intersperse like dramatized scenes from history. Oh, yeah. That's what this felt like, but 3 hours of that. Like, it felt like it's always like the lowest rated like performances and production.
No, that's what I was telling my friend Andre when we were watching. I was like, this feels like the reenactments they will take us to at James Camp. At James Camp, it'll be like, I'm like, what the heck? The Indians come rolling in or whatever. I'm like, this is a reenactment.
Yes.
I was gonna say because I watched those and I was like, man, I should have just done that. It would have been fine.
There you go. So anyway, that's my review. I gave this movie 1 star on Letterboxd. By the way, you can find me on Letterboxd at Boots2Big across all social media except for TikTok, which we won't get into. But I am on TikTok. We are on TikTok. Follow the show. Never Seen It on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Blue Sky, Facebook, and X. Visit neverseenitpodcast.com. Send us an email, podcast.neverseenit@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. Did you watch Horizon Part 1? What did you think of it? Subscribe to us on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube. If you like the show, share, and leave it a review. Big thanks to Kyle Mapson of Burn Cycle for our intro music. You can follow him on Instagram, selfies_food_and_pets. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Amber, for being on the show again. We really appreciate having you here. And that's the show. Any final thoughts?
I'm going to quote you, Adrian, based on our Discord discussion.
All right.
I feel like I'm watching the first act of a very long movie.